Have you ever felt a shiver run down your spine while walking through a dark forest? That feeling of being watched even when you're sure you're alone. In the ancient, shadow-draped mountains of Appalachia, there's a legend that gives a name to that fear. It's a story whispered around campfires, a cautionary tale passed down through generations. It's the story of the Wampus Cat. This isn't your average folktale. The roots of the Wampus Cat run deep, entwined with the history and traditions of the Cherokee people. It's a story of curiosity, betrayal, and a curse so powerful it created a monster doomed to haunt the wilderness forever. Tonight we're venturing into those dark woods, following the trail of this mysterious creature to uncover the truth behind the legend. What is the Wampus Cat, and why does its story still terrify people today? Stay with me as we peel back the layers of this chilling Appalachian myth. Our story begins long ago, in a time when the Cherokee tribe lived in harmony with the land. The laws of the tribe were sacred, rules that maintained balance between humanity and the natural world. One of the most important rules concerned the hunt. Hunting was a sacred act, a ritual performed only by the men, who would venture deep into the forest to seek the spirits of the animals and ask for their blessing, the secrets of the hunt, the chants, the rituals. These were closely guarded, known only to the hunters and the shamans. It was believed that if anyone else witnessed these rites, it would disrupt the delicate balance and bring bad fortune upon the tribe. But in the village lived a young woman named Running Deer. She was known for her fierce curiosity and a spirit that couldn't be tamed. She was married to a great warrior, a hunter named Standing Bear, and she loved him dearly. But she was also deeply intrigued by the secrets the men carried with them into the forest. She would watch them leave, their faces serious and determined, and wonder what powerful magic they performed among the trees. What did they see? What did they say? Her curiosity became an obsession, a burning desire to know what was forbidden. One evening, as the men prepared for a special hunt under the light of a full moon, Running Deer made a fateful decision. She couldn't resist any longer. She disguised herself, wrapping herself in the magical skin of a cougar that was said to grant its wearer special powers, including stealth and silence. She believed the cougar skin, a gift from her husband, would shield her, make her invisible. Under the cloak of darkness, she slipped out of the village and followed the hunters from a distance, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and exhilaration. She moved like a shadow through the underbrush, her steps silent on the forest floor. She watched as the men gathered in a hidden clearing. There, the chief shaman began a sacred ceremony, calling upon the spirits of the forest and the ancient gods to grant them a successful hunt. Running Deer watched, mesmerized as they performed. Rituals she had only ever heard whispered about. She saw the magic firsthand, the raw power that connected the hunters to the wild. She was so captivated that she crept closer, wanting to see every detail, to hear every chanted word. But in her eagerness, she made a critical mistake. A dry twig snapped under her foot. The sound, though small, was like a thunderclap in the silent clearing. The ceremony stopped instantly. The hunters' heads whipped around, their eyes scanning the darkness. The shaman, his senses sharp, pinpointed her location immediately. With a cry of alarm, the men surrounded her hiding spot. They pulled her out from behind the trees, yanking the cougar skin from her shoulders. Her identity was revealed. It was Running Deer. Betrayal and shock filled the air. She had broken one of the most sacred taboos. The hunters brought her back to the village, her transgression exposed for all to see. This was no simple mistake. It was a grave offense. By spying on the sacred hunt, she had disrespected the spirits and endangered the entire tribe. The shamans convened, their faces grim. They knew a punishment was necessary, one that would serve as a permanent warning against breaking sacred laws. They couldn't simply banish her. Her act required a more profound consequence. The shamans decided to enact a powerful curse, a form of dark magic reserved for the most serious of crimes. They brought Running Deer to the center of the village. As the tribe watched in horrified silence, the shamans began their ritual. They chanted in the ancient tongue, calling upon the spirits she had offended. They invoked the spirit of the cougar whose skin she had used to deceive them. The magic swirled around her, a terrifying energy that twisted the very air. A horrifying transformation began. Her body contorted in agony. Her nails grew into sharp, vicious claws. Her teeth sharpened into fangs. Her skin grew coarse fur, and her human eyes, once full of curiosity, began to glow with a terrifying, predatory yellow light. Her form twisted and warped until she was no longer a woman. She had become a horrifying hybrid, half woman, half mountain cat, a creature of nightmare forever trapped between two worlds. She had become the Wampus Cat, screaming, no longer with a human voice, but with the terrifying hiss of a monstrous feline. She was driven from the village. The curse had not only changed her form, but also her fate. She was banished from the world of humans, condemned to roam the night alone, forever an outcast. Her connection to her tribe, her husband, and her old life was severed completely. Her only companions now were the shadows of the deep forest. From that day forward, the Wampus Cat became a ghost of the mountains, a legend whispered in fear. She is said to haunt the deepest, darkest parts of the Appalachian woods, from Tennessee and North Carolina all the way up to West Virginia. Her most defining feature, the one that everyone who claims to have seen her agrees on, is her eyes. Two glowing yellow orbs that pierce the darkness, watching from the high branches of trees or the dense undergrowth. They say those eyes can paralyze you with fear, that they hold the memory of her betrayal and the eternal pain of her curse. The Wampus Cat moves with an unnatural silence. She is a predator, but not always one that hunts for food. Sometimes she simply observes. She watches hikers, campers, and anyone who dares to venture into her domain after dark. Many stories from people who have had close encounters follow a similar pattern. It often starts with an eerie silence, the kind where all the normal sounds of the forest, the crickets, the rustling leaves suddenly stop. Then comes the feeling of being watched, and just before they see the eyes, they hear it, a low, guttural hiss that seems to come from right behind them. When they spin around, all they see are two glowing yellow dots in the darkness before they vanish. The legend serves as a powerful warning. The Wampus Cat is said to be particularly drawn to those who disrespect nature or break taboos. Hunters who are arrogant, travelers who are careless with their campsites, or anyone who shows hubris in the wild might attract her unwanted attention. She has become a guardian of the old ways, a spectral enforcer of the laws she herself once broke. She is a constant reminder that the wilderness has rules, and those who ignore them do so at their own peril. Over the years, the stories have evolved, but the core elements remain the same. People in remote Appalachian communities still report strange sightings. They describe a tall, lanky figure that moves with the grace of a cat but has an unnervingly humanoid shape. Sometimes it's seen darting across a remote mountain road, caught for a split second in the headlights of a car. Other times, hunters will find unusually large tracks that don't match any known animal in the region, or they'll hear that terrifying hiss echoing through the valleys at night. Is the Wampus Cat real? Or is it simply a powerful story, a metaphor for the consequences of breaking trust and tradition? Like many legends, the line between fact and folklore is blurry. The story of running deer provides a moral framework, a way to teach respect for sacred traditions. But the sheer volume of first-hand accounts and the consistency of the descriptions make you wonder, could there be something truly unexplainable lurking in those ancient mountains? A creature born from a curse, forever haunting the shadows. One of the most chilling aspects of the myth is the idea that by the time you are aware of the Wampus Catty's presence, it's already too late. The legend says if you hear her hiss, she has already seen you. She has been watching you, judging you. The sound is not a warning. It's an announcement. It means you have entered her world, and you are now at her mercy. Whether she chooses to simply scare you away or do something far worse is up to her. So the next time you find yourself deep in the woods, especially in the heart of Appalachia, listen carefully, pay attention to the silence, and if you feel that prickling sensation on the back of your neck, that unmistakable feeling of being watched, don't dismiss it. Look to the trees, into the deepest parts of the darkness. If you see a pair of glowing yellow eyes looking back at you, you'll know you've just met the Wampus Cat, and you'll understand why some legends never die. Thanks for joining me on this journey into one of Appalachia's most terrifying legends. What do you think? Is the Wampus Cat a real creature or a powerful folk tale? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this dive into the unknown, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more explorations of strange myths and mysterious legends. Stay curious and stay safe out there.